put it on this side.
How you doing, brother? I see you over there listening. Come deal with your brothers. We out here teaching our people who we are according to the Bible. Come deal with your brothers. You can hear? All right. Go ahead.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 14 and verse 23. And the Lord said unto the servants, go out into the highways and hedges and compel them to come in, the house, that my house may be filled.
So that's why we out here, brother. We out here to compel our people to come back to the laws of God.
That's right.
We strayed away from the laws of God. That's why we're in the condition that we in.
Right.
If you look around, brother, look at the state that we in. Look at our conditions. A lot of our brothers and sisters might wonder why we're in these conditions, but the Bible gives us the answers. I'm going to read that for you. And I'm going to see if you ever heard this before in the Bible, brother. Get Deuteronomy 28:15.
Bring it out.
Because we're going to read it right out of the Bible and show you why our people are in this state. Go ahead.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 17.
Bring it out.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So I don't know if you heard that, brother, but I see you got a flyer. And if you, on the front of the flyer, what condition do you see us in?
Bring it out.
Slavery. We are in a captive estate,
That's right.
as you see on that flyer. But do you understand, do you know why we in that estate, brother? I can't hear you. That's why I want you to come a little closer and deal with me. We taught everybody slavery? All right, so that's a common misconception that a lot of people have, right? We're going to read this one more time, and then I'm going to show you who the audience is. Read 28:15 one more time.
Verse 15, but it shall come to pass.
Meaning that it shall happen. This is a future prophecy, right?
If thou wilt not hearken to the voice of the Lord thy God,
If we would not listen to the Lord thy God, go ahead,
to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses,
all these what?
these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So if we didn't listen to the Most High God's laws, statutes, and commandments, curses would come upon us. Now let me ask you something, brother. Is it a good thing or a bad thing, a curse?
Bring it out.
It depends. Okay, let me read something for you. Let's get 28:1. I'm going to read something for you real quick because the scripture said if we didn't keep the laws of the Most High God, that curses would come upon us, right? So I'm going to read something real quick in the beginning of the chapter, what he gave us. Go ahead.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken.
So if we shall listen to the Most High God, go ahead.
If thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations on the earth.
So we will be set on high above all nations on the earth. Go ahead, read on.
Verse 2. And all these blessings,
Curses,
and all these blessings,
plagues,
and all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So, we just read right there, what will happen if we did listen to the Most High God. It said that all these blessings would come upon us, right? So when I asked you about curses, you said it depends. We're going to read 15 one more time because now we see what happens if we do listen. Right. Now we're going to read what the Lord said if we do not listen. All right? Read that one more time.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all the commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
All these curses. So I'm going to ask you again, my good brother right here. Your name, brother?
Dante.
Dante?
Dante.
Yes, sir. Brother Josiah. So we building with the brother across the street, going over the curses, why our people are in this estate right now.
Right.
And we breaking down the difference between what the curses are and what the blessings are.
Right.
We just read blessings come to us if we listen to the Most High.
Right.
And we just read what will happen if we don't. It said that we would have curses put upon us.
Right.
All right. So when you look at our state and where we are in the community, would you say that we are in a blessed state or a cursed state?
I probably have to say curse.
Cursed.
That's right.
And you would be absolutely right, and that's biblical. What you're saying, that is biblical. Because read 15 one more time, and then I'm going to show you who the audience is. All right, go ahead.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
All right, all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Do you have any idea who the audience is of who the Bible's speaking to?
Who the audience is?
Yes.
Not really.
Understood. That's why we building, brother. That's why we building today. Deuteronomy 1:1. We're going to get the audience. Go back to the beginning of the book and see who Moses is speaking to. Because that's very, very important. Because if we don't do that, then people are going to look at this and think that, oh, all people are cursed. But the Most High God is dealing with a specific group of people. All right? And we're going to read that. Go ahead.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 1 and verse 1. These be the words which Moses spoke unto all Israel on this side of Jordan in the wilderness.
So we're just coming out of the wilderness. We're being liberated from our Egyptian captivity, right? Moses is bringing us out, and he's beginning to give us laws. Now, the audience said he's dealing with all Israel, okay, which is very, very important because you just said that we in the condition that we are in, and we are cursed. So these curses are synonymous with a group of people, with a specific nation, all right? So we're going to go back and show you that. Get 28:16. Go ahead.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 16.
Bring it out.
Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
Cursed shall thou be in the city. That's what we was just talking about, Dante. We was just talking about that all living conditions, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, how is it that you can go to D.C., you could go to New York, you could go to L.A., you could go to Paris, France, Italy, any of these places, and where do you find us in these cities?
Bring it out.
You find us in the hoods.
That's right.
You find us in the ghettos. You find us in the slums.
Right.
But we don't understand why we are in this state, right? We don't understand why we could go to Tampa and there's hoods in Tampa. We could go to Orlando and there's ghettos in Orlando. Right? Read 15 one more time.
Verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statute which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So we didn't listen to God. So as a result of that, the Most High God has put curses on us, right?
That's right.
Let me ask you a question, Brother Dante. Do you have children?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so as your children was growing up, right, you give your children specific instructions. You lay the guidelines in the house, right? This is what's going to happen, and this is what's not going to happen, right? If your children went against your guidelines and did opposite of what you told them to do, what would be the judgment for that? Well, a punishment, right?
Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today. Shalom.
Okay, let's get Deuteronomy 8 and 5. Because you're exactly right. That's what the Most High God did. He gave us laws, he gave us statutes, he gave us commandments. Right? So there's going to be judgments. There's consequences that come with that if we don't keep those, right? Go ahead.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 8 and verse 5. Thou shalt also consider in thine heart that as a man chasteneth his son, so the Lord thy God chasteneth thee.
So, like you just said, Dante, you chastening your children if they go against you. For not doing what you told them to. That's what the Most High God is doing to us.
That's right.
Right? And he's doing that so that we can come back and return back to his law, statutes, and commandments.
Right.
Because he gave us laws, he gave us statutes, he gave us commandments. I'm going to give you one that he gave us today.
Teach up.
All right? Do you go to church at all, Dante? Okay. What day, if you don't mind me asking, do you go? Sunday and Wednesday. Okay, but Sunday's the main day, right? Okay. Brother, we still dealing. Do you go to church?
Let's start to us.
Okay, all praises to the Most High, and I'm going to tell you why I said that. Go to church on Sunday. Let's get Exodus 20:8.
That's it. You want to know our culture? What is our culture?
Yes, sir. Come through, good brother.
No, we were just conversing and we were talking about culture, so I explained to him my definition, my interpretation, so I just want to know y'all.
All praises. Stay right there. We going to get into that too, because part of what we're talking about is how we lost our culture.
Right.
What I'm about to read for you right now is the law that the Most High God gave us that our people ain't keeping right now.
Right.
All right, go ahead, read that.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 8.
Read out.
Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy.
So the Most High God gave us the Sabbath day, right? Brother Dante right here said that he comes to the Sabbath on Sunday, right? And brother across the street, he said that he don't deal with church, right? Which is completely understood. Now, why do you think, Dante, the scripture's saying remember the Sabbath day?
DJ, bring it out.
Not sure? Why you think it's saying remember the Sabbath day?
If you get lost in the ways of the Lord, you know, lose sight of the real goal at the end of the day.
Very good. Very good, right? The Most High God is saying to us, remember the Sabbath day, because he knew there would come a point in time that we would forget.
Right.
We would get scattered, we would lose our laws, our statutes, our commandments, our culture, right? Our culture, as you just said, right? This is a part of our culture.
That's right.
He gave us the Sabbath day,
Right.
and that is today, right? The Sabbath day is today, and we're going to read that. Don't take my word for it. We're going to read it right out of the Bible. Go ahead, read on.
Verse 9, 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy sons, nor thy daughters, thy manservants, nor thy maidservants, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gate.
So today being the Sabbath day, we got 6 days to handle everything that we need to handle.
That's right.
Work, run our errands, do our grocery shopping, all of that. We got 6 days to do that. But the Lord said that on the 7th day is the Sabbath. So I'm going to ask you, brothers, what day of the week, Dante, would you say is the 7th day?
Sunday?
Sunday? You got a smartphone?
No, it's not really operating right now.
Okay.
I'm going at now to go.
Okay, because if you look at a calendar, from left to right, you see an S in the beginning all the way to your left. There you go. See that?
So Sunday will be what day of the week on the calendar?
So what day would that be? The first day.
That's right.
The first day, right? So you see now already where there's conflict. Because the Most High God said to keep the Sabbath on the 7th day.
Right.
We keeping it on the first day.
Bring it out.
Do you know why we keeping it on the first day, Brother Dante?
I'm kind of sure. Probably because
Why
of
you keep it
somebody.
on the first day?
Why we started keeping the Sabbath on the first day as opposed to the 7th? What happened?
European influence.
European influence.
That's right.
European influence, right? Which took us away from our culture.
That's right.
As you said, right? European influence. We learned Sunday in slavery and captivity. The slave master took it away and said, no, I'm going to call Sunday the Lord's Day.
Right.
And y'all going to worship then, right? Pope Constantine changed this. That's how we ended up starting to worship on Sunday as opposed to Saturday.
Right.
All right? This is a part of our culture.
You gonna be up for a little while?
Yeah, I'm going to be here for a little
I gotta
while.
go meet my kids tomorrow. My flight.
Okay, well, let me give you a law before you leave, right? Because this is very important. The brother came up and he wanted to know about our culture. This is also a part of our culture. Let me get Leviticus 21 and 5. We're going to get it, because if we came out here and we just taught and we didn't give you laws and things that you might have not have known, right? But we're going to read a commandment that the Most High God gave us, right? Go ahead.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 21 and verse 5.
This is a law that was given to us, so it's a part of our culture. That's why I'm reading this for the brother Dante. Go ahead.
They shall not make boldness upon their heads, neither shall they shave off the corners of their beards, nor make any cuttings in their flesh.
So, Brother Dante, after hearing that verse, what does that sound like that's going into to you?
Bring it out.
It's all basic.
Yeah, we're going to read it one more time, and then I want you to jump in too. All right? One more time.
They shall not make boldness upon their head.
So, when it says they shall not make boldness upon their head, what do you think that's saying?
That's ego.
Cut your head.
Ego?
What is that? It should cut you out?
You shouldn't cut your head.
That's right.
That's going into the Jordan. That's going into the Barkley. That's going into the Shaq.
Right.
Most High God never gave us those customs to take a blade to our head and shave it down to a smooth. Never gave us that, right? Read on.
Neither shall they shave off the corners of their beard.
So what do you think that's going into? They shouldn't shave off the corner of the beard. Huh? Yes, it's talking about a beard. Brothers need to keep their beard. That's our manly badge of honor. Right?
That's right.
Even in the animal kingdom, right? When you look at, how you tell the difference between a male lion and a female? Huh? They mane.
That's right.
They mane. That's his badge of honor. That's his manly badge of honor.
Right.
Right? So we got to keep that thing. Now, you can groom your beard.
Right.
Right? You can cut it low, keep it real low, and you could also, detail it and such, but to shave it completely off, that's the customs of the Europeans. That's the customs of this world. Think about it. When we got off on slave ships, right? What did they do? When we got off on slave ships, they shaved our beards off, they threw us on an auction box and called us boy. That's what they did.
Right.
So we have to return back to our laws, our statutes and commandments, and they go far to actually keep us in sin.
Right.
Do you watch sports at all?
Yeah, I watch a little bit.
You watch baseball?
Not baseball, though.
I'm sure your brothers are familiar with the team, the New York Yankees, right? Do y'all know they got a clause for their players that every player got to be clean shaved? There can't be a player on the team with a beard. Why you think that is? They trying to keep us from keeping our laws.
That's right.
That's what they're trying to do, right?
I'll be back through this.
So, Brother Dante, the reason I brought that scripture out is, if you got a beard, let that thing grow.
Right.
If you got some grays in it, let that thing shine. There's
Right.
wisdom there.
Right.
Let that thing grow. Yes, sir. Come back. All right, brother.
Nah, I gotta hit the road too.
Oh, you got to hit the road?
Appreciate your time, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, y'all keep
Hey.
doing good work, man.
Yes, sir. What I want you to do, though, brother, the more you interested in learning more about your culture and us returning, take a look at that pamphlet.
Right.
And you got a way to reach us on the back. You could reach out to us and ask us questions based on what you read.
Right.
That's how we get back locked in with our culture. All right, all praises to the Most High.
What is a nation? Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.
And finally, my brethren, be strong.